the American Revolution. In 1776, the American colonies declared independence from Britain. Fueled by ideas of freedom and democracy, the revolution changed the course of history forever. But what started it? They were all founded by people escaping religious persecution or hoping for a fresh start. In a time when most of the world was stuck in the Dark Ages, these colonies became beacons of democracy and individual liberty. Well, let's start at the beginning. The problem was Britain still saw them as property, a source of cheap labor and raw materials to enrich the mother country. These acts were designed to punish the colonies for their growing disloyalty, but they only succeeded in uniting the colonists against Britain. Groups like the Sons of Liberty organized protests and boycotts, while others took up arms to fight back. The colonists, on the other hand, wanted to chart their own course. And that's why, while the British Army was ultimately victorious in both battles, it was clear that open warfare had begun. It was a bold statement of the ideals that had guided the American colonies since their founding, that all men are created equal and have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The Treaty of Paris officially recognized the United States as a free and independent nation. For more than a century, 13 colonies had been established on the eastern coast of North America. But as the colonies grew, so did their wealth and their desire for self-governance. Tensions rose when Britain passed a series of restrictive laws known as the Intolerable Acts. It inspired other nations to fight for their own freedom and showed the world that a government based on the consent of the governed was not only possible, but also the best way to ensure peace and prosperity. The war began with the battles of Lexington and Concord in 1775. In 1776, the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence, written primarily by Thomas Jefferson. The war would rage for another 8 years, but the outcome was never in doubt. By 1783, Britain was ready to make peace. The American Revolution was one of the first successful revolutions in history. So remember this, the next time you hear the word revolution, whether it's happening on the streets of America or halfway around the world, remember that it all started with a group of colonists who dared to dream of a better way to govern themselves.